Welcome back to everyone. We are looking at Atma Bodha study. In that we have completed up to 52 verses. Let us recap 51 and 52. Today we are going to do the 53 and 54. We are considering the situation of a person, an enlightened person, a jnani, how he will be in this world. That is where we are. Okay? Now, let's come to 51 and 52. Bahya nitya sukha saktim hitva atma sukha nirvrutah khatastha deepavat swastah swantareva prakashyate. Like a lamp inside a pot, he will be unflickering mind, he will be there. Because Bahya Anitya Sukham Hitva. He has refrained from all the external pressures. Also, Upadhistopi tatharmaihi alipto vyamavan munihi. Upadhistopi tatharmaihi alipto vyamavat munihi. Sarvavin, though knowing everything, modhavatishtet, as though not knowing anything, asakto vayuvacharet. Okay, now today we get into the today's verse. What is today's verse? 53rd. Let us see that. Okay. Upadhi vilayad Vishnu nirvishesham vishen munihi jale jalam viyad vyomni tejas tejasivayatha. What a beautiful way of explaining the concept. This gentleman, the jnani, the yogi, the rishi, the seer, Upadhi vilayat, because all the upadhis have dissolved. We have seen previously. Now, where is he now? With all the upadhis are not there. Nirvisesham, no viseshas, no attributes, no differentiation, no name, form or attributes or aham, mama or anything, my, me, nothing is there. Vishnu Vishen Munihi. Munihi, this person, Jnani, Vishet, he enters, he becomes, he dissolves. Vishet means enters. Ravisha means come inside perfectly. Vishen Munihi, where he Vishet, where he will enter. Vishnu Vishet. Vishnu means here not the Shankaracharya Gadhadhari Vaikuntavashi. We are not talking about the Purana Vishnu here. That's also Atma only. When you are Atma, why not Vishnu? Vishnu is also Atma only. Okay. But then here Vishnu is Vishnu. That is the Saptami Vibhakti. That is the in. In the Vishnu he enters into the Vishnu. What is that Vishnu? Sarva Vyapika Tattva. A Tattva which is always all-pervasive, an all-pervasive tattva. Upadhi vilayat Vishnu nirvisesham vishen munihi. How it will be? Take pure water, distilled water, and pour some distilled water in that. Can you distinguish or will there be any change? There is actually no change. Jale jalam. Jale in the water, jalam, water, as though water enters into the water. Jala here is not a red color water, blue color water, not mixing like that. It is a pure water entering into the pure water. Like another example, Viyat, Vyomni. Viyat is the Akasha here in our room. Vyomni is the bigger Akasha. just as the space is merging with one another, one is entering into the other, then this is the Vyed Vyomni. That is the Akasha or the space in you, in outside, in the room, in a pot, is the same space everywhere. Just as the merge without seamlessly the merge, that is how the Jnani merges with the Atma Swarupa, which is Sarvavyapaka, here indicated by the word Vishnu. Tejas Tejasivayatha. There is a lamp, it is giving light. You bring another lamp, it also gives light. And can you see any difference between the merging of the lights? There is actually no merging. Both are together, become one. So he's given beautiful examples. Jale Jalam, Vyad Vyomni, Tejas Tejasi. Tejasi again in Saptami Vibhakti Va, Yatha. Why is in the end? Three examples he has given. Yatha, just like that. Now let us understand further. Upadhi Vilayad Vishnu. Upadhi Vilayat. Once the Upadhi is dissolved, that means he is not dead yet. He is having the Upadhi. But the ideation, the conceptual ideation, the mental attachment that he is the body, that is not there. So, on the destruction of the Upadhis, now at some point of time the Upadhi also will go. Upadhi will continue as long as the Prarabdha is there. Once the Prarabdha ceases, then he has no business to continue with the body. Then the Upadhi also goes. At that time, what will happen to the person who is realized here itself at the time of ending of the physical body? We don't call it as a marana. Marana is for the body. For him, there is no body. So it's not marana. It is the end of this yatra, the journey with this equipment, the body. On the destruction of the Upadhi, the contemplative one, the Muni, is totally absorbed in Vishnu. Vishnu Nirvisesham Vishen Munihi. What is that Vishnu? Two qualities there. Nirvisesham. In Vishnu, there are no attributes. Supposing, say, it is Vaikunthavasi Vishnu, then he has got attributes. So he is not talking about that Vishnu. He is talking about the universal consciousness. So, Vishnu Vishet Munihi. Munihi Visesh. What type of Vishnu? Nirvisesham Vishnu. Without there being any attributes, he enters into that all-pervasive consciousness, like water into water, space into space, and light into light. Jale Jalam Vyad Vyomni Tejas Tejasivayatha. Upadhi Vilayat, on the dissolution of the Upadhi, when his mortal body comes to an end, all conditions are dissolved. Then what will happen? There is a contrast between what will happen to a normal Ajnani and a Jnani at the time of this mortal ending. So we will see that. Vishnu in the all-pervasive consciousness, Nirvisesham, attributeless, Vishet is absorbed, enters, merges, becomes one, same. Munihi, the person who is a Jnani, the one contemplative soul who understood that he is the Atma and also lives that he is as a Atma. Jale into water, Jalam, water enters, then we can't make a difference. Once you pour pure water into pure water, I can't make any difference. There's only one water. Vyat, space, Vyomni, into space. Just as the pot space, when the pot is broken, merges with the universal space, or this part of the body, when it breaks, Jnani's body, there is space inside. All the space inside the Akasha part of it merges with the universal Akasha. Tejaha, the light of this man, merges with the light. There is beautiful Tamil poem, a Tamil song written by someone which exactly mirrors this concept. And it is, when you hear it, you really feel so sort of one way elevated, one way after all this is life. We also know that. This is called the Videha Mukti. Till now we have seen Jivan Mukti. From here onwards, 53 onwards, he is talking about the Videha Mukti. Videha, Deha body, Videha, no body, mortal and but body has ended. At that time, what will happen for him? That's what he is telling. This is about the Videha Mukti sloka. We know that Videha Mukti is what? As long as the prarabdha is there, the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body, sukshma, stula, karana, sariras, will continue. Because there is a mula avidya, it is still there. So, it is only falsified. During the life, the prarabdha is there. And at that time, the avidya is negated, falsified, not there. So, the body will continue because of the prarabdha. Now what happens? Once the mortal body ends, the Karana Sarira also dissolves, and then he will not have any birth thereafter. So therefore, Marana Kale, Stula, Sukshma, Karana Sharirani, Sarvanyapi Nashyanti. All will perish, all will become null and void. This is what is stated in the Mundakopanishad also. Parantakale. Antakale is for everyone. For the Jnani, it is Parantakale. That is the state where all the three bodies, the Sukshma body, the Stula body, and the causal body are no more there. When there is no causal body, there is no question of rebirth, because the rebirth is because of the causal body only. So, upadhi vilayat. That means when the prarabdha sharira dissolves, when the prarabdha avasana kale, upadhi vilayat. All the three upadhis are dissolved. What are the upadhis? Stula, sukshma, karana upadhis. Traya vilayat. All the three are dissolved. Munihi, this jnani, Vishnu Vashet. Nirvishesham Vishnu Vashet. Attributeless Vishnu, he enters, he merges. Vishnu here means, as I told you, not the Vaikuntha Vishnu, but the Vishnu here means all-pervasive consciousness. How does he merge? Nirvishesham means indistinguishably. You can't distinguish, oh, this fellow is Lakshman who has come and merged with Vishnu, this fellow is Ramanamurti, he has come and merged, there is no differentiation. Once you become all-pervasive Vishnu, this individual ID is no more there. So, Nirvishesham Vishet. Vishet means enters, merges. So here, we should remember that merging is only a verb. We have to say something, no, some verb. He becomes, you have to say, he merges some verb. There is no actual merging. If we give the example of the pot space, there is a pot, there is space inside the pot, the pot is broken, then what happened to the pot space? It merged with the universal space. Is it merging? Is it merging? Actually, it is the same space only. Earlier it was called pot space. Now it is the universal space or the room space. That is the word here, marjas, vishet, should be understood, not like a journey, not like in future tense, nor great effort is required to take this man's Atma into merge with the universal Atma. Because there is only one Atma. There is just like there is only one Akasha. Okay? Similarly here, the word Jnani is taken away. There is no word like Jnani anymore. There is no word like a Brahmavit, the one who knows Brahman. That also is taken away. Then this Jnani and Brahmavit. Here two words earlier. He is called Jnani. He is the one who knows Brahman. The Brahmavit. Both the words are taken away and replaced by a single word called Brahman or universal consciousness. This is what exactly he says in Manisha Panchakam, our Acharya. Shankaracharya says in Manisha Panchakam, this only he says. Yat saukyam bodhilesha lesha tayime chakradayo nirvruta yat chitte nitaram prashanta kalana latva munir nirvruta Yasmin nitya sukham buddhau gadita dhir brahmaiva na brahmavit. That person brahmaiva, Brahma only, na brahmavit. He is no more called Brahma. Yaha, whoever that person is, kaschitsa surendra vandita padho nunam manisha mama. Beautiful 5 verses, and time permits after Atma Bodha, probably we will take up Manisha Panchakam or Bhaja Govindam, one of the two. Okay. The substance is here, he is no more Brahmavit, he is no more Jnani, no more Yogi, no more Swamiji, no more the individual person, Lakshman or anything. He becomes one with the Brahman. He is Brahman. Example, 3 examples. Jale, Jalam. Here we have to imagine. Here you have to imagine that there is a pot submerged in a well. Let us say there is a well in your house. You have a pot. You tied a rope, and with the rope you have put the pot into the well, and water collected into the pot. Now, are there two waters, one in the pot and one outside the pot? If you bring the pot out, there will be pot water. But when it is in the water, where is pot water and where is other water? There is only, let's say the pot touches some stone and breaks. Then what happened to the pot water? Pot water is already the well water only. There is no well water separate from the pot water. There is no pot water separate from the well water. This is exactly how the word merges should be taken. Merges here, jale jalam, means the pot water merges with the well water the moment you ignore the idea of the pot. In fact, when you put it in the water, the weight of the pot also becomes very negligible. So you don't feel that pot is there once it is inside the pot. Likewise, Jnani loses all ideas, all weights, all egos, all of the things, and he is one with the universal Vishnu. Just like the pot water has become one with the well water. There is no merging taking place. Vishet here should be understood like that. Then second thing is already the Vyat Vyomani that we understand. There is a pot space, there is a universal space. As long as there is a pot, we are calling it as pot space, but the pot is broken, then that is this space is nothing other than the universal space or room space. Now, even when it is existing as a pot, this space is not other than the outside space. We only conditioned it as a pot and said it is pot space, isn't it? Likewise, even when you are in the body, as Lakshman, as Ravi, or as anybody else, as Ratnam or anyone, you are conditioning yourself with the body and say, this is my body. But the Chaitanya inside you is ever the Chaitanya everywhere. So this is what exactly is the merging here. This he has understood. So because the Karana Sarira is also gone, there is no question of reappearing. With the Karana Sarira is there, you will come back here. In Dakshinamurti Stotram also, we see a similar quotation there. Et sakshat karanat bhavin na punaravrittim bhavam bhonithau. Yat, what sakshat karanat, experiencing the universal reality is you yourself. At sakshat karanat bhavet becomes what? Punaravrittim bhavam bhonithau. Na, it is not, there is no question of coming back into the transmigratory world as another Jivi or another Prani or anything. It may be a human body, it may be a lizard, it may be a cockroach, it may be an elephant, depending on what Karana Sarira you have got. Now, from here afterwards, 54, 3, 54, 55, as I told you, he is identifying a person who is not the Brahmajnani, is the Brahma Eva, Brahma himself. As long as he has the body, is called the Brahmajnani. The moment the body ceases to exist, he becomes Brahma Eva. There is no question of Brahmavid also. Here Acharya wants to say Brahma Prapti. Brahma Prapti, he has become one with the Brahman. No, he has entered this. That means he attained that. What is attaining? It is not like attaining a house. It is not like getting a job. It is not the Prapti of the Laukika world. In the worldly things, Prapti means to acquire, to get into, to hold possession of something. That is Prapti. Now you buy a house, you become house owner, house prapti, you get a job, job prapti, you get a son, putra prapti. It's not like that. Because those praptis will come and go. They were not there earlier, they will be there for them sometime, they will not be there after. Putra was not there when you were married, putra has come now after some time. Either you may not be there or putra may not be there. So this is all temporary. These praptis are come and going, fleeting, agama paina, whereas the prapti, Brahma prapti, is nityam. Means what? It is ever there. Okay. There is a conceptual overview you have to understand. What is he talking about? The Videha Mukti. From now onwards, another 4-5 slokas on Videha Mukti only. Videha, they without the liberation beyond the physical frame. Videha Mukti is what? Liberation beyond the physical. He is already liberated. Even when he is in the physical frame, he is having Jivan Mukti. Now, his body is not there. So, this is not at all his body. His body is not there. We don't say his body because he does not have a body. The body is not there because the prarabdha has ended. Jivan Mukta has become now Videha Mukta because the prarabdha karma has ceased. Then the central to this verse is the term Vishnu. What is Vishnu? The etymological meaning, you have to take the root meaning, the Vyutpatti Artha we have to take. Vishnu is not a conditioned entity with a shape, form and location and an address. When you say Vishnu in Purana, you localize him to a particular address. Sometimes he comes whenever he wants to save Gajendra or some other person. He will come and again go back. He has got two addresses. One address is father-in-law's address in the Samudra. The other address is his own address, the Vaikuntha. If somebody has got an address, he cannot be Vishnu. Vishnu is all-pervasive. All-pervasive means it's no address. If you ask what is the address of Vishnu, sir, so I don't have address. You have put address to me. I don't have address. I am the all-pervasive. That only we have to understand. You have to understand not the conditioned Ishvara, conditioned Vishnu, conditioned Ganesha, conditioned Parvati in one name and form. The unconditioned, all-pervasive consciousness is Vishnu, Shiva, Parvati, Ganesha, Kumaraswamy, anyone for that matter, even you are. The core insight, upon dissolution of the upadhis, the limiting agents, hitherto they are limiting him. Oh, this is Jnani, this is so-and-so, Ananda Swami, Sachidananda Swami, Paramananda Swami, Sarmananda Swami, Lakshmananda Swami, the name you have given, but that name also has gone now. Contemplative sage is indistinguishably absorbed into the all-pervading nature or all-pervading consciousness. How? Like water poured into water, space entering into space, light entering into light. You brought two light lamps, one opposite to the other. The lights, both the lights merge. Where is the merging there? There's only one light. You only called this is one lamp, this is another lamp. In two rooms. Once you bring them into here, there is only one light. Understanding these three upadhis or conditions are very important. Vedantic framework, self appears limited due to the upadhis. Why I am appearing myself as limited to this Sarma name or whatever it is? Because of the three conditionings. One condition is the Stula Sarira, the gross body. Second conditioning is my mind, etc. equipment, the Sukshma Sarira. The third one is when I is in deep sleep, the mind is not there, the indriyas are not there, body is not functioning, only something else is functioning. That is the Karana Sarira. Causal body, because it causes next day. It causes next birth. That's why it's called causal body. This Jnani, now he is not a Jagrat Purusha, not a Swapna Purusha, not a Sushupta Purusha, deep sleep man. All the upadhis are gone. Stula gone, Sukshma gone, Karana gone. And there's no reason, there is no code for him to come back into the world. Because this code is printed on the card. This is called rebirth card. On the rebirth card, the code is blank. So the person who has to create, he says, yeah, there is nothing here. It's a blank card. We can't create anything out of it. No more rebirth. The distinction between badhitam and nasitam, you should understand. Badhitam means cognitively negated. In the mind, you negate the world when you are in the Jivan Mukta state. Badhitam. Nashitam means once the body is not there, all the worldly experiences and all the three shariras are gone. That is Nasitam. So in Jivan Mukti, we have Prapancham Badhitam. That is, the world is sublated, negated in the mind. Nashitam means there is no world because he merged into the Vishnu here. He is not coming back either. So the mechanics of resolution here, the pralaya and the pralayam versus jnanam. So in pralayam, all of us will resolve. There will not be karana sarira also. My karana sarira, your karana sarira, sukshma sarira, sthula sarira are conceptually, they are all dissolved. But Ishvara's Karana Sarira will be there, and Ishvara, when he reproduces the world using the Karana Sarira code, again he will create everything. That means there is recycling is available even after Pralaya. Here there is no recycling because he has the Karana Sarira also, he has ordinary death, Antakalam. Cosmic death is a Pralayam. Knowledge-based death or liberation is jnana. You must understand the ordinary death, the sthula sarira is destroyed, subtle and causal bodies are coded as vasanas and they remain and they act as a vehicle for the next birth. This is what happens to for all of us. For the jnani, for all of us during pralaya, the entire Karana Sariras are lost, individual Karana Sariras, but the Samasti Karana Sarira remains, and that again produces the next cycle of Srushti. Whereas the knowledge-based liberation for the Jnani, the self-knowledge has already burnt the seeds of ignorance. Seed of ignorance is the Karana Sarira. Karana Sarira also is burnt. Then what happened? He will not come back into the world. What will happen? He becomes one with the Vishnu, the Nirvisesha Vishnu, Nirvisesha Chaitanya. How? Like water enters water, space enters space, and then the light enters light. This metaphor of merging, Jale Jalam, Vyad Vyomni, Tejas Tejasi, must be understood like this. There is no actual merging or any process or time lag or any physical movement there. It is Brahma Prapti. You have to always compare the Brahma Prapti with the worldly Prapti, the fake fulfillments. Whereas here in Brahma Prapti, there is no attaining anything. You are already full and fulfilled. That's why you don't have any need to become full once again. Okay, now in the attributes of the realized state include infinite responsiveness. Being one with all, the sage responds to the world with love, kindness, but never reacts with ego or agitation as long as he is living as Jivan Mukta. He is absolutely contented, ocean of eternal satisfaction and bliss, effulgent bliss and satisfied desires. Freedom from rebirth once he dies. What will happen? But he will not die. Once the body perishes, the jnani is not born again because he merged with the Vishnu, not the Vaikuntha Vishnu, but the all-pervasive consciousness. That's all is this verse, and I'm going to share the PDF for this, and let us now look at the next verse. 53. Upadhi vilayat Vishnu Nirvishesham Visen Munihi Jale Jalam Vyad Vyomni Tejas Tejasi Vayatha Yellabha paro labho Yat Sukha param Sukham Yajnanam na aparam jnanam tad brahmeti avatharayet. What a beautiful verse. Yellabhana aparo labho yat sukhan na aparam sukham yad jnanat na aparam jnanam tad brahmeti avatharayet. Yellabhat, after getting what? What? The Vishnuhood, the Brahmahood, merging with the Vishnu, or one with the universal thing. Na aparo labha. There is no other labha or thing that you have to attain as a prapti. Yat sukhat. Sukhan means sukhat when you split it. Which sukham you get it, the Atma Sukham or Brahma Sukham, na param Sukham. There is no other Sukham which is to be aspired for. That is the ultimate bliss. Yajnanat na aparam jnanam. This jnana, that you are the Atman, you know, there is no other jnana which you need to aspire for. What is all this? Yat yallabhan na aparo labho yat sukhan na aparam sukham yad jnanat na aparam jnanam tat that Brahma iti. That is the Brahman. Brahman is not a vastu or an entity or a grandfather with a great beard sitting above the cloud. That is Brahma. This is called Niratisaya. Niratisaya means there is non-comparable state. Avatharayet, make a decision in your mind. Avatharayet, nirnayam kuryat. You have to decide that this is the ultimate. Okay, let us see the details of this verse. Yellavannaparo labho yat sukhat naparam sukham yajnanat naparam jnanam tad brahmeti avatharayet. Avatharayet, decisively realize that to be Brahman, that is the Brahman. What is Brahman? Attainment of which leaves nothing more to be attained. At labhatna aparo labha. The blessedness of that is one which leaves nothing to be another blessing desired. And all that is the knowledge is that one, that Brahman, which leaves no more knowing or knowledge required. Yallabhat, apart from the attainment of which, na aparaha, no other labhaha, attainment. Yat sukhat, apart from the blessedness of which, na aparam, no other sukham, blessedness. Yat jnanat, apart from the knowledge of the Brahman, na aparam, no other jnanam, knowledge. That is Brahman. How he defines Brahman? This is a practical definition of Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is Brahma's understanding as per the Upanishad. Here he says, if you want to attain something, this is the one you have to attain. Nothing else matters. If you want to be blessed and then in Ananda, this is that Sukham blessedness. There is no comparable one to this. If you want to know something, this is the one you have to know as a human being. No other knowledge can replace or add or subtract this. You understand? That is Brahma. Yallabhatna param labha, gaining which there is no further gain in the life required. There is nothing else to be gained. Means totally fulfilled, complete fulfillment. Even though thereafter he may go after something, but they are not pursuits. They are not pursuits for gain. They are pursuits out of the satisfaction. Like a jnani setting up a school or ashram. That is not, he doesn't want to attain anything. He wants to do it out of satisfaction, out of fulfillment. There's a lot of difference between a samsari grihastha like we and setting up a family, and then and a jnani setting up a ashram. Yat sukhatna aparam sukham. After gaining which ananda sukham, there is no greater ananda. Yat jnanatna aparam jnanam. Means after gaining this knowledge, there is no further craving for any more knowledge, any more tuition, any more going for school or learning or doing anything. Because remember, craving for knowledge is as much greed as craving for money or land. Craving for knowledge also is a trishna, is greed. There are people who want to study everything in their field. They want to see the anta of their field. Where is the end? Can anyone find out the end of any science or any knowledge? It's not humanly possible. But we keep chasing it and then shifting the goalpost. Okay, I got MSc, now I'll get PhD, I'll get doctorate, I'll get 10 research papers, then I'll get 20 papers, then I'll become 100 papers, then I'll aspire for a regional award, then a national award, then a Nobel Prize. Where is the end for this? Tad Brahma. So, by attaining which Brahma, all the satisfactions are obtained. What are they? Brahma is the one, Jivan Mukta is the one with the Brahma. He doesn't have any ashraya requirement for any labha. He doesn't require any sukham, already is bliss absolute. He doesn't require any knowledge because his knowledge absolute. A philosophical inquiry into the ultimate end of professional and intellectual endeavor. Let's look at the verse once again. Yallabhat, after attaining what? Na aparaha labhaha asti. Then you have to add the verb. Na aparo labh. There is no other. There is, I said no. That is asti. Aparaha labhaha, other labha, na asti. Not there. When? Yallabha. When once you get the Brahma jnana. Yat sukhat na aparam sukham asti. There is no other sukham other than the bliss absolute Brahman, because this is the highest sukha or the ananda or blessedness. Yajnanat na param jnanam asti. There is aparam jnana, there is no other requirement for other jnana once you are already in the Atma. What is all these three? Tat Brahma, that is the Brahmanhood. Avatharayet, make a decisive move in your life. Avatharayet, decide and move along in these lines. That's what he is saying. Okay, metaphysics and absolute benchmark. We are all seeing now Vedanta is metaphysics. For most of the people who are in the corporate world, Vedanta is after 70 years, probably we have to get into, not now, we are in the thick of life. We have to very hard, be in the corporate world and a competitive world. For them also, this is not metaphysics. This is the life, way of life. I will show you how. In contemporary teleology of professional and intellectual achievement, success is frequently characterized by an elusive shifting horizon. So if you achieve something, the horizon again shifts. Something like the elusive horizon. If you want to see the place where sea and the earth and the space meet, that is horizon. Can you ever meet? How much you travel? You can never meet the horizon because the horizon keeps shifting. Your corporate life or educational life or family goals or goalpost get shifted. So you will never attain that. A state of perpetual becoming, begetting, obtaining something that precludes the possibility of your arrival at the goalpost. If you keep physical goals, you will be never able to reach the post you wanted. Because the moment you reach that milestone, you will shift the milestone to something else. If you have one house, you will, for 5 years, you are happy. No, let me buy one more. If you have one wife, no, let me have one more wife. Like that, go on shifting your goals. This systematic condition of unfulfilled striving is the logical consequence of what? Operating without an absolute benchmark. You are operating with a relative benchmark which keeps shifting. You are not operating with an absolute benchmark or a final benchmark that signifies your cessation of existential insufficiency. You feel insufficient. No, I have all these things. Suppose I have solar also in my house, I will be more fulfilled. After having solar, let me have CCTV camera, I will be more full. Like that, you go on adding whatever you have. From the perspective of the classical metaphysics, the terminal benchmark is now and here. You don't have to go further, but identify that you are already full. You don't require anything to add from now on. Within this framework of inquiry, Brahman is not merely a theological abstraction. It is not just metaphysics or theology, but a strategic corrective of modern professionals' fragmented existence. It represents Niratisaya standard. What he is quoting here, and labdvana param labham, yat sukham aparam sukham, yat jnanam na param jnanam means, this is called in Sanskrit, Niratisaya. Atisaya means there is something beyond that. Niratisaya, unsurpassed. That means there is nothing beyond it. Niratisaya sukham, also called moksha, also called bliss. Niratisaya, unsurpassed standard. In life, you must keep realistic, absolute goals, Niratisaya goals, not shifting goals or fleeting goals. If you are chasing fleeting goals, you are discontented, you are never full, you will always be chasing as though you are chasing the horizon. Realize that to be Brahman. That Niratisaya fulfillment, there is no requirement of anything. That attainment is the Brahman. That means Purnatva. Right now I am Purna, full. Aptakama, all desires fulfilled. Praptakama, whatever to be possessed has been possessed. If you are in that state, that is Brahman. Niratisaya labha, redefining this professional success and total fulfillment. Most secular professional action is predicted on gain for satisfaction. The fallacious belief that the next milestone, the acquisition of so much capital, prestige, territory, job position, will rectify a fundamental inert insufficiency in you. Conversely, the metaphysical tradition posits Niratisaya Labha. Niratisaya Labha means there is nothing beyond that you need to attain. The attainment apart from which no other attainment or gain is necessary. This represents a terminal state of fulfillment where the actor is no longer a seeker of satisfaction. Lakshman, let us say now, he is a seeker of some goal and he is a seeker of satisfaction. Now, once he becomes endowed with this Atma Bodha or Brahmajnana, he is no longer a seeker of satisfaction and he becomes the source of satisfaction. If you are Atmajnani, you distribute the Atmajnana or satisfaction to everybody else and make them equally contented, and you are the source of all happiness and fulfillment. You don't have anything to prove, anything to attain, anything to validate, anything to look upon as a future thing. Right now you are full. A profound distinction exists between samsari grihastha and a jnani. Let's say jnani, samsari grihastha is there. He wants to build a house. He built it. Then he has to have some things inside the house. Those things have come. After that, he wanted to add some more things, and those things are not functioning. Then he has to get repair done. So many confusions, insurance. Now, for the jnani, let's say he starts an ashram. He is not doing to attain something. He already attained what is it? what is to be attained, he is there as a source of happiness, a source of distribution of the happiness. He is in the arts. Then always we ask, no, you will go to Delhi. Oh, so what? You will get this much amount of money. So what? You will get this degree. So what? You will get this position. So what? Always because you are still unfulfilled. Whereas the Niratisya Lava, the realization of Niratisya Lava, fundamentally reconstructs your professional's relationship to a scale and perfect project complexity. When the need for personal validation is neutralized, personal acquisitions are not there, professional liberation occurs. And he manages significantly larger companies, larger budgets, higher impact projects, and all this. Why? He is not interested to add anything to what he is, because the outcome does not dictate the internal worth. Internally, you are already fully worthy. There is from outside, nothing need to come in to increase your net worth, either as a person or in the financial sector or in the project leader or manager. Their labor is transformed into, they still work. Do you think that Jnani doesn't work? Yeah, he works. How does he work? With the Leela, a game, a play, a source of happiness for others. If you are a Jnani, you don't work for yourself, you are a source for happiness for others. They operate with a level of fearlessness without the necessity of attaining a post, attaining a goal, attaining some success. Because em labdva cha aparam na aparam labham bhavati. There is no asti, there is no other labha other than what you are. That is Brahma. Niratisaya sukham. Here also the architecture of absolute blessedness. We are all blessed more than many people. We are blessed with good health, good progeny, good family, and good job, good income, good health, whatever it is. We are all blessed. But these blessings, always there is a deficiency in which you have to add something else. Once you are in the Niratisaya Ananda or the bliss absolute, Niratisaya Sukham, at Sukham, no other Sukham is required, is the architectural peak of well-being, characterized by the fact that it leaves no other blessing to be desired. This is the terminal point where the thirst for dil mange more is gone. When you are thirsty, you require dil mange more. Yet there is no thirst. That doesn't make you driveless. You will have the drive in life, but with a contented heart, when you do something, the drive is different. With an unfulfilled mind, you do something, you always want to plant the success before your eyes when you try something. More recognition, more comfort, more status, more money. That thirst is permanently quenched. No validation from anyone. The state of absolute blessedness insulates the professional from the volatility of the external price, external validation, and inevitable friction of the marketplace. When one operates from the terminality of Niratisaya Sukha, Niratisaya Ananda, the perception of the external environment undergoes a radical shift, a paradigm shift. Sampurna Jagadeva Nandana Vanam. This concept you will get. This Jagat is Sampurna Nandana Vanam, a place where every blessed thing is given for me, and I am already with that. That concept you do. Now, Niratisaya Jnana. This is another problem. All of us have got craving to get more degrees, more books you have to read, more knowledge you have to get. I have read 5 Upanishads, another 5 are there. I have to complete. Then I have to do Brahma Sutras, that Sutras, this Sutras. I have studied this philosopher. I have to study that philosophy. Even in philosophical world also, always there is a craving for more knowledge. But when you have the knowledge that you are the Brahma, Then this is a niratisya jnana, is the knowledge after which you do no further craving for any knowledge. It is the definitive resolution of the intellect. Intellect greed, this is called intellectual greed. Intellectual greed ceases to exist. That doesn't make you not read anymore. You are a fulfilled man, reading with a fulfilled knowledge, fulfilled knowledge. Reading something is different than an unfulfilled attitude. So Niratisaya standard resolves this crisis by providing a fundamental foundational knowledge that satisfies the intellect's core requirement. The three dimensions are covered: physical fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, intellectual fulfillment. That's why he said, labdhva, physical fulfillment. Yat sukham, emotional fulfillment. Yad jnanam, intellectual fulfillment. So, Brahma is that state where your physical fulfillment is attained. Emotional fulfillment of ananda, blessedness, sukham is attained. Intellectual fulfillment of knowledge, jnana is also attained. What exactly you require more than that? Physical fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, intellectual fulfillment. Of course, physical fulfillment includes health also. For the modern researcher, this knowledge provides a freedom to specialize in this world without the dread of being incomplete or overshadowed. Once you are in the competitive world, you think that you may be overshadowed. Somebody may overtake you. You are incomplete. That sense of incompleteness is taken away, and it allows for deep, focused inquiry. Now, the synthesis, the transformation of professional research and social engagement, the integration of Niratisaya Labha, Niratisaya Sukha, Niratisaya Jnana. Niratisaya means final, the peak. There is nothing beyond that. It characterizes the Jivan Mukta. We are talking about the Jivan Mukta, the liberated soul, one who is liberated by living, and Videha also he is liberated. This figurative representation, the apex of the professional development. Their life is not defined by the absence of activity. Don't think, you may wonder, if I have nothing to attain, I won't work. If I have nothing to know, I need not read. If I have nothing to enjoy, I am already having enjoyment. I will lose the charm. No, not. So you will have all the drive to do it. It's not barring you of the drive or any comforts or anything you are enjoying, but asking you to do it, that you are already as a fulfilled person. If you start doing it, you don't feel the emptiness when something doesn't happen, or the satisfaction or overwhelming mental state of something happens. Doing to become is now changed to doing because I am. Earlier you were doing what? I am doing something to become something. Now I am doing why? Because I am. Because I am already here and I am full. I am just doing for the sake of doing. The philosophical imperative, iti avadharayet. What is the direction? Iti avadharayet. It demands a decisive internal shift. Iti nirnayam kuryat. This way you decide. It is not enough to intellectually acknowledge these three pillars: physical, emotional, and intellectual. But one must make a firm resolve. Nirnayam you have to do. That is called avadharayet. Now, Bhagavad Gita also has similar words. Yam ladva cha param labham manyatena adhikam tataha. What he says? Yam ladva cha, after attaining what? Aparam labham, any other gain. Adhikam na manyate. He will not consider it as superior because this is already the highest. Yasmin sthito, in which state if you are, na dukkena gurunapi, very, very difficult situations, dukkha also, na vichalyate, he is not shattered. When you are in this state of bliss absolute, any amount of worldly displeasures, unhappinesses, dukkhas will not shake you. That's what Gita says. Yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na gurunapi vichalyate dukkena yasmin sthito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. That's in sixth chapter, 22nd. Seventh chapter, we have another verse. Jnanam te aham savijnanam idam lakshyam yasheshatah. Oh, my dear student, I am giving you the jnanam along with the vijnanam. Idam vakshyami. I will proclaim to you aseshataha without leaving anything completely. What is that jnanam? Yat jnatva. After knowing which neha puyo anyad jnanam avasishyate. You will not have anything left out which you have to know after this. So this jnana is the highest. That's what exactly these two verses together is our Atma Bodha verse. So now let us read the Atma Bodha verse once again and then conclude today's verse. So let us read today this verse, 54. I will read and after me somebody can read. Yallabhana aparo labho yasukhana aparam sukham yajnana aparam jnanam tabrahmeti avadharayet.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.